Pisces, welcome to this reading. This is for Pisces Sun, Moon and Rising signs. You might find it resonates more though if Pisces is your moon or rising sign. Oh, Page of Cups, okay. Nine of Pentacles. I'm hearing when you're shining, when you're good, when you're feeling good, when you're in a place where you're doing things that please you, that's when the messages come. So I don't know if this is Spirit saying if you're waiting on a message from your person, it's specifically going to come when you decide to do exactly what suits you, whether it's you're doing something in the moment that feels good to you, or maybe you've been putting something on hold in your life perhaps because you're thinking, okay, well, when something changes with this person, I'll do it. And Spirit's saying, well, do it now, and then get into a place of feeling really good, and that's when you will attract more good things towards you. Okay, let's see. Yeah, look, Two of Cups reversed. So for many of you, this could be like a soul level connection, and there could be a separation or some kind of discord, or feeling like, the connection is very much present. I'm pretty convinced we both feel it, but we're not exactly on the same page right now. And interestingly, this sort of came out upright and then spun and went into the reverse. So definitely probably both of you, it seems to me, have the desire to work on this, but something's gone awry, or it's a feeling of, okay, how do we get on the same page, or what exactly are we working towards? Maybe you haven't been able to have a discussion about sort of, ooh, look, see what's trying to come out, the Hierophant, Taurus. Maybe you haven't had a discussion about commitment, or a higher level of commitment, or even being able to discuss feelings, but or maybe you have discussed your feelings and goals, but they're slightly misaligned at this point. Perhaps one of you is more ready than the other. See, look, Five of Cups, excuse me, Five of Cups reversed, which for me is a focus now on that Two of Cups with the Three of Wands. So I feel very much that if this isn't you, this is the person you're thinking about trying to manifest this connection, getting back on track, maybe a reconnection, communication, if there is separation here. Whoever it is, or whether it's both of you desperately wanting this, well, I don't know why I said desperately. I'm not seeing desperation here, but maybe for some of you it's how it feels. But regardless of whoever is actively, consciously thinking about the other, trying to draw the other in, and as I said, maybe it's both of you, I feel the message still stands of, if you have been doing that and maybe not seeing the success you want, I think you will get success, but with a different approach. And the approach seems counterintuitive. The approach is, right, I'm just going to focus on me. I'm going to do what pleases me. Look at that, you see? Knight of Swords. Communication, quick communication or quick movement. I also wonder for some of you if there's been a falling out, and perhaps it was because someone spoke harshly or rashly without really thinking, and what was said could have been truth, but maybe it was delivered in kind of a way that was difficult for the other person to hear, perhaps. Knight of Cups reversed. Yes, exactly. We both feel the feelings. We both want to get this back on track, or we both want to get moving to the next stage, but there's a feeling of some kind of a disconnect. I feel both of you are wanting to reconnect, but I wonder if it's that, okay, because look at this. Page of Cups, Knight of Swords. Both of these cards can talk about communication, messages, but they're very different energies. So I wonder if the slight disconnect right now is some energetic thing where one of you is like a Page of Cups, oh, isn't this lovely, I'm seeing roses and sunshine and thinking about us going on the most magical date, and the other person's like, okay, I'm pretty cross, or I've got something to say, or I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling stressed, I need to get this out now, I'm panicked. Very different energies, but both wanting to communicate, and it's almost like not being able to sync up because of the different speeds you're moving or the different vibrations you're giving off, which might be why Spirit's encouraging a bit of a timeout through focus on self, almost to reset the energy here. So of course, maybe the advice for your person is the same, but presumably they're not watching this. So Spirit is saying to you, prioritize yourself, focus on self, what makes you happy. As I said, it doesn't have to be, we don't have to make it a huge existential philosophical question, what makes me really happy, because sometimes that's overwhelming, but literally in the moment, what will make me happy right now? What do I feel like doing? So make it manageable, make it bite-sized. But I'm seeing a desire to communicate on both ends. Now, if it's not that there's a difference in feeling and energy and that sort of thing right now, there could be a difference in the kind of thing that wants to be communicated. So one of you's feeling like, maybe I want to offer an apology, or I want to just check in and say hi, or, you know, have a really gentle, sweet interaction, and the other person's like, oh, I need a conversation about truth, I need to address things that have happened, I need to know where I stand about this, that. There is some kind of some kind of a misalignment, but the ultimate desire, the ultimate goal is to reconnect, I think. Well, I mean, I don't think, I see it here. I'm pretty certain the ultimate goal is to reconnect, or if you are currently connected, you know, and speaking and that sort of thing, to get on the same page in a romantic sense and to put in the effort. Right, okay, let's see what else then. What other messages do you have, please? We've got the Hermit, Virgo there, our first major arcana. Ooh, Page of Pentacles. Someone, if not both of you, have definitely been on a journey of deep introspection here, and maybe even asking yourself, what makes me happy within this connection? What would make me happy within this connection? What makes me happy in my life, or my career, or where I live? Queen of Cups reversed, look at that, Three of Swords. High Priestess reversed, we've got Pisces there. Another side note, if you are trying to figure out what makes you happy and you feel like you're hitting a brick wall, I think because the answer is through feeling, it's more of an intuitive thing. So it might be that you have to keep following that feeling that feels good until it leads you to a place where you're like, oh, it's this. So for example, let's say you really enjoy singing, and every day you're like, right, I'm going to spend half an hour practicing singing, and you keep doing that, and then, you know, through a series of events you connect with this person and that opportunity comes up, and then you sort of realize, gosh, I'm doing it part-time or full-time, or I'm getting paid for this, or I'm doing it, you know, I'm in a band or whatever it is, and then that's when you realize, oh, this is the thing then that I want to do. So I don't think that the way forward is logical. Okay, so that's just a side note, and you know, if that's not you, that could be something that your person is struggling with right now, especially if they seem very reticent, very hard to get through to, very hidden away. Six of Cups reversed. I feel that you guys, you know, as the viewer, you're feeling disappointed because there's something you want to happen here, and I feel this message very strongly. There's something you want to happen, or something you're waiting for, or you wanted, and you feel like it hasn't happened, and it's almost like it made you pull back in, close up, protect yourself. I don't know if you it could be a feeling of, I feel rejected or hurt or embarrassed in some way, or like I put myself out there and I was very vulnerable and something didn't work, and now I've retracted very, very quickly. It's almost a feeling of, I knew this would happen, or I shouldn't have done that. Imagine like a turtle, or a tortoise perhaps, is being brave and putting its head out and seeing what's going on in the world, and someone like hits it on the head so it quickly goes back in its shell. It's that sort of like a quick withdrawal that I'm seeing. Okay, what else please? Yeah. Oh my goodness, yes, look, we've got the Emperor reversed and the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Aries energy with the Emperor. Yeah, so Queen of Cups, obviously very in her feelings, very empathetic, loving, heart-based energy. So something that I feel was important to you, emotionally felt very connected to in relation to your person in this situation, but it's almost like you were trying to take the lead, take the initiative, ground this, Ace of Pentacles, and you were saying, okay, yes, I'm this Queen of Cups, male, female, man, woman, doesn't matter. I'm a Queen of Cups, I've got all of this love and feeling, big feelings, but look, see how we can see the split, and we've got this peak of red, you know, this passion here, and you're like, right, well, I'm passionate about it as well, so I'm going to step up, I'm going to be the Emperor, I'm going to take charge, I'm going to show my wisdom here and be courageous and try and take the lead. And there's a feeling with this Ace of Pentacles reversed that maybe this was rejected or not accepted, or it's a perceived rejection. So this page could even have been you offering up this pentacle, doing your best to be brave, feeling maybe like a page, but saying, no, I'm going to show up like the Emperor, I'm going to do myself justice, do the situation justice, but then look, that the coin wasn't accepted in some way. Okay, so I don't know if that's a message you sent, a conversation you tried to have and you didn't get the feedback you wanted, But yeah, really a feeling of, you know, you put yourself out there. Look at that. Page of Wands, Ace of Cups reversed. Someone with the name or initials M or W could be important, significant here. Okay. So I feel, again, I'm seeing the guidance and advice, if you're interested in some, is take the leap of faith towards something that feels exciting and new, and do things that suit yourself. Say to yourself, I'm doing this because it pleases me. I will do as I please. You know, not in a way that's hurting other people around you or anything, but, you know, if it suits you and you can, why not? But let's have more of a look at what actually went on here. Was there a rejection? If so, why? Maybe how this was perceived from your person's end, because this feels unresolved. It feels that maybe in some ways that Knight of Swords card we had might be you feeling like you're unhappy about how this unfolded. It could even be, if it's not one specific thing, it could even be you feeling like the opportunity here for both of you to be together and experience something very grounded and committed and long lasting is being wasted, or something like that, or the opportunity overall is being rejected and not appreciated by your person. I keep thinking of that Hierophant card that flashed. The way it flashed, it's almost like maybe you had a peek of this, or you felt this was within reach and it was taken away. I don't know if your person promised something and didn't deliver, or a feeling of that's what I want but I can't quite have it here, I can't quite reach it. Can you show us what went on here from the perspective of my viewer's person, please? Six of Coins reversed. So you see, they may have felt like, well, if I accept this pentacle and try to give back in response, it's going to be breadcrumbs. That's not enough, and that's going to stress me out, exhaust me. You're not going to be happy with it because you're not going to be getting everything that you deserve. So from their end, it was more like kind of a practical decision, but also them saying, I see the value of this. Why would I interact with this now when I can't give back equally? Like, why would I for some reason I'm seeing another person handing them a bag of money, like a black bag, and the person on the receiving end is saying, oh, you know, obviously people are going to expect me to grab the bag and take the money and be like, thanks, that's amazing, but they didn't. And they're saying, well, because right now I've got, I don't know, who knows, oil all over my hands, and if I take the bag it will slip and the money will just, you know, go flying out and the wind will blow it away. Why would I take it now? Give me 5 minutes, let me sort myself out, then I'll come back and deal with it. Now that's a really weird example, don't know why that came through, but maybe there was a money concern that they're having to deal with. But yeah, it's a feeling of this, yeah, look, Wheel of Fortune, this was not the right time, and I see the value of it, and I'm not going to waste this. Hanged Man reversed. Yeah, see, Devil, Wheel of Fortune, Devil. We've got Sagittarius, more Pisces, we've got Capricorn here, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, so I guess there was a rejection, whether it was specific or more general, in the sense of your person wasn't ready or able to accept what was being offered or presented to them, either via you or through this connection, through the universe at the time. But they do have good reason, which they may not have clearly explained to you or explained at all. They either were fighting some inner demons, they were dealing with someone around them, but something needed to come to an end first. And it's almost like, I am exhausted as it is, you know, Six of Coins reversed. I've not got enough to give to myself, even, or my life as it is. I'm not going to embrace this connection and have it be part of this heaviness at this time. I would rather say no for now, try and deal with this, and then, you know, hope to reconnect with you, which is what I'm seeing when we laid the first spread, with all of that emphasis on the Two of Cups. So it could be that your person is saying, I've done a lot here to make headway. We've got the two tens, or I'm ready now, but now I'm not quite sure how to connect with you, or to come forward, or to come through. But yeah, so I guess they did, you know, there was a no in some way, but it's not as callous as it seems. And I think the problem here is the lack of communication. The only swords I'm seeing when I'm clarifying is the Ten of Swords, and that's not about communicating. That's about someone who feels exhausted or betrayed, or in a very difficult, painful situation. It's almost quite an internalized energy. So you're obviously left feeling like, right, well, I've offered something incredibly valuable. I tried to be very, very brave. I think I was brave, and I was rejected, which confirms to me that's what happens when I put myself out there. But Spirit's saying, no, we don't want you to feel that way. You know, that wasn't about you. That was about what this person was going through at the time. So I feel where you both are now is, yeah, wanting some kind of reconnection, but maybe for different reasons, or to have a different kind of conversation at this time. Yeah, look, healing though, regardless of how you're both wanting to move forward, there's definitely a desire to heal, to get clarity, to get things back into balance. So best guidance and advice there is, I would say, focus on yourself, give this connection a bit of space to reset. It doesn't even have to be long. It could even just be like an hour, you know. It doesn't have to be long. Could be an hour, could be a day, could be a week, depends on your situation. But I think there's a bit of a misalignment in terms of the energy right now. Look at that. King of Swords reversed, Five of Cups reversed, exactly. Both wanting to communicate about this connection, talk to each other, but something around the communication is blocked right now. Okay, so let's move into any other general messages. Okay, so what else, please, for my viewers, Spirit? Any other messages for my viewers? General messages, please. I keep hearing work and moving, so I don't know if many of you are thinking about your work situation and moving, and perhaps it's like you've got an opportunity at work but it involves moving, or you feel like you'll have better opportunities somewhere if you move, or it could be that you want to move but you're, you know, sort of tied to where you are because of work. Any other messages, please? Oh, for some of you, I'm hearing something about family or friends. You might be wondering about a particular relationship, or if certain people have your best intentions at heart. I won't take all of those. I did, however, get a glimpse of the Nine of Wands reverse, so feeling like, is it worth the struggle anymore? Maybe I should just give up on this, you know, a particular connection. Ace of Wands. Someone feels that they're reaching for something unreachable. I'm looking at this house, this castle, and hearing the castle on the hill, and it's, well, it literally is, isn't it? But it's almost like, oh, I'd love to be over there, but it feels like a bit of a dream. I don't think it is. I think the message here is it's reachable, it's doable, but it will mean changing something up in a big way. So whatever this castle represents, it could be a house, it could be location, it could be work, it could be relationships, it could be showing up in the world, manifesting in a new way. Something has got to go, and it really must go. It cannot carry over. So as an example, let's say I decide I want, now this is kind of maybe silly, maybe not, I don't know. Let's say I've decided I want to have neon pink hair. I don't want a trace of any other colour in my hair, neon pink. Well, then I can't at the same time have blonde hair or black hair or green hair. All of that's got to go if it's going to be this pure neon pink, you know? And it might be like, oh, but I like having blonde hair a bit, or I like having green hair, or I like having brown hair, whatever it is. And Spirit's like, well, then you need to decide, because, yeah, look, see, judgment in reverse. You can have the castle on the hill, whatever that represents to you, but you will absolutely have to let something else go. So if you're not ready to make that jump yet, maybe plan a bit more, look into it, research, think about it, give yourself time. I can see the inspiration, excitement is there. Maybe it's simply about saying, you know, I'm just going to go for it. Okay, Three of Swords. Oh, Ten of Wands. What's that expression? Analysis paralysis. I feel like that's happening here, and it's creating more mental stress and burdens than there needs to be. And it's almost like we just keep going round and round. We start with the Ace, we end with the Ten of Wands, we're back to the Ace. Oh, I want to do this, but it means letting something go. Oh, I'm not sure, I'm overthinking it. Now I'm feeling stressed. Oh, it's such a burden. Forget it. Then when you forget it and you release it, and you know, you slow the momentum of sort of stress and anxiety, and the energy resets, we come back around, and lo and behold, the desire is still there, and the pattern keeps repeating. So it seems to me like you're inclined to follow the desire. Strength reversed. It will take courage in some cases. It could be something like a move, or, you know, leaving certain friends and family behind, or I don't know, whatever it is. But also strength reversed. Just beware, your ego could be saying things like this, you know, your intuition is saying this is in alignment for me, this is what's right for me, and your ego is saying no one else does it this way, nobody else lives this way, no one else wants these things, this can't be right. And then look, see, we've got the same hill, look at that, but there's no castle on it now. So your ego will keep you feeling, I guess, in a way safe, or to a degree safe, but it won't let you get to whatever this goal is. And I wonder if there's something, almost, for some reason I'm hearing Aquarian, so I don't know if there's something like it puts you, there's no framework here, there's no framework of reference, there's no one, at least in maybe your community of people that you can go to and say, well, how did you do it? What do you think of this? Because you would be the first. So you may be showing up as the inspiration here. It might be that in the future others will come to you. You will be the leader. You will be the guide who says, yeah, I've done that. But as for now, it seems like you're stepping out on your own into the unknown, and there's definitely bravery and courage required. I just got a glimpse of the Empress. Taurus, Libra energy there, but that talks about huge abundance. Look at this, we've got the Sun, Leo, double Leo here. And the Sun, you know, for me, we're quite far through the major arcana. We're at number 19, and yet we have a baby. For me now, you know, it really feels like this surprising rebirth. I didn't think at this stage I would have this change of heart, or this new opportunity, or this abundance coming in, yet here it is. So it could be, you feel like you've gone so far down a path that there's no light at the end of the tunnel, whether it's a relationship or a job or whatever, and then surprisingly there's some turnaround. Or it could be the sort of thing where you're saying, I'm this old now, and this is the sort of thing people do when they're younger, or something like that. It could be maybe, you know, I don't know, you want to travel, you spend a year traveling, and you're thinking, but people do this either when they're much younger or once they're older in years and have more free time. They don't do it when they're slap bang in the middle and trying to, you know, work and raise a family or whatever, or finish studies, or I don't know, whatever. And yet here you are finding yourself wanting to do it, and you kind of know deep down that you will make it work because it's right for you. You want to, even if you've not seen other people do it this way. So whatever this represents to you, it's like this rebirth, this change, at a moment that feels surprising, sometimes even inconvenient. But the Sun always talks about happiness, joy, abundance, landing on your feet. You know, we've got this massive red ribbon. Whatever this is, if it feels like a pipe dream, I don't think it's just a dream. It can ground, it can manifest, it can be something that you can depend upon. I'm hearing monetize, and then I saw the Six of Coins reverse. So for some of you, maybe you want to launch a business and you're thinking it's just going to be a hobby and it's just going to be another thing that takes up more of my time, and Spirit's saying no, you could monetize this into being your full-time career, and then you can do something you love, and it's practical in that it allows you to live and pay your bills as well. And maybe, yeah, look, see, something about a dream. We've got Aquarius, and look at this, King of Pentacles. For many of you, it's going to be around career, money. You want to do something that seems different, unique, whether it's unique in a big worldwide way or just sort of within your, you know, your circle of reference. But look at the success here you could have. Again, because it's right for you, it's an alignment for you. Maybe it would not work for someone else, but it's probably not for them. You know, it's not on their path. It's not something they would feel inclined to want to do or put the effort into to make it work. What else is coming through? Yeah, for some of you with the Empress that I saw earlier, we've got the card of children. Also, the Sun can talk about a child. We've got the King of Pentacles, can be a parent, specifically often a father figure or a very strong masculine energy. I don't know, some of you are thinking about children and saying, oh, I don't know, I never thought I wanted children. Maybe I want a child, or maybe I want another child, or you know, I feel like I'm not meeting the one, but I really want to have a child. Should I go for it on my own? You know, I don't know, but yeah, some of it could be something around children. Or maybe, you know, everyone in your family who's had children have had biological children. You want to adopt, perhaps, because that feels, you know, more right for you, or to foster or something like that. Okay, let's see, what else? Take these, yeah, let's take these. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is like hitting the nail on the head of this of this reading. We've got the 10 of Coins reversed with the 6 of Wands reversed. Okay, whatever this represents, whether it's something you're currently experiencing and living, whether it's something tangible, something in the 3D, and it's doing very well, and objectively everyone thinks you should be very happy and content. could be your financial situation, your home, the family of people or friends around you. It could be, you know, whatever it is, something visible, tangible to you, to other people. It's very well established. You're very comfortable. And I'm almost looking at this as the Tower. You know, think of the Tower card. It's like, why would you blow this up? Why would you bring in a Tower moment? But, well, because it doesn't feel as good as it looks. It's not making you happy. And I do think eventually along the way there might be a Tower moment. You know, it could be, depending on your journey, months, years, you know, I don't see it happening tomorrow or anything, but eventually Spirit will say, you know, you deserve better than being unhappy. This is not a success for you anymore. We're not measuring success by how much money you have or blah, 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 even though obviously we need money. We are living in the world. You know, we know how miserable or how unhappy that you are, and you're becoming increasingly unhappy here. So we're going to take this away. But yeah, it's a feeling of, doesn't matter how something looks, it's not making you happy. Another way I can read this is the Ten of Pentacles is quite a conventional card, in that it talks about things we've seen people do over and over and over and over. Get into relationships, move in, get married, have a job, get a pension, retire, you know, all those things. Travel at this age, do that at that age, you know. There's something about this that doesn't work for you, and it's not that you're saying, you know, this is bad, how people do this, or traditional convention, or I'm going to do something different just to be different. No. It's just something about whatever this represents. It doesn't align with you. You may even have found that you wished it did, because it would be easier, it would be simpler. You wouldn't face resistance or quizzical glances. You would have a frame of reference to go by, but unfortunately it just doesn't work for you. That path that so many people have followed, that we all know about, whatever that path is for you, it's not going to do it. And this is Spirit saying, this is your message to put down the burden of trying to fit yourself into this mold, you know, the square peg into the round hole or whatever. It's not going to work for you. And sometimes being out there, you know, up front, being the leader, being the source of inspiration can feel stressful, lonely, confusing, because who do you look to? Who do you go to? You know? And it, you know, you might find people or examples of whatever it is that you're feeling inspired to do, but you might have to extend beyond and connect perhaps with strangers. It might be reaching out to someone via email who you've found online.